ALVO is coming to PSVR2 tomorrow, and I've been playing it behind closed doors with a group of creators and developers to bring you my thoughts on whether you should be picking this up. Good news for some of the OG PSVR owners, you can pick it up for $5, but for the rest of you who are wondering what is the game offering, how good it is, stay tuned because I'm going to do my best to explain if this is worth the full purchase. Personally, I find ALVO to be set in the middle of what is currently on offer in terms of first-person shooters on the PSVR2. The graphics have now been updated to 4K textures, real-time lighting, cross-platform play, but without Steam currently, which is going to be updated soon, and now makes use of the haptics offered by the headset and the controllers. But how does it actually look in the headset? Well, it actually depends on the levels you play. Some of the levels still look a little bit washed out to me, and since the game has been around for quite some time, being first released on the original PSVR, being very focused on the aim controller, then releasing on the Oculus Quest meant that the developers had to include things like manual reloading and dual wielding, leaving the game looking at times a little last gen. But on some other levels you can actually see the new lighting at work and the higher resolution at play, and overall it can look pretty good. So in all honesty, if you're looking for a next gen FPS in terms of visuals, this isn't the title that's going to tick that box. But what this game does bring to the table is full-on action, and that's what I meant by how this game kind of sits in the middle of what FPS titles are currently available on PSVR 2. Pavlov to me is closer to a realistic milsim currently in terms of gun handling at least, and functionality for things like throwing grenades. Then you have Firewall, which is currently more like a flat game in VR, meaning all the interactions are more of a button press. And then we have ALVO, which has tons of options to cater to everyone, but for this review I went in as realistic as possible. The gun still feels slightly off to me for some reason, but it doesn't take long to get to grips with the controls, and when you do, this game is really crazy fun. The reason I like this game so much is the lack of downtime and the speed of everything. This is 100% the fastest FPS in VR, and depending on the game mode, it's really frantic. The ability to slide around the floor, similar to Call of Duty Black Ops, is really addictive, and I kept using the slide while playing zombie survival mode. I found myself regularly slicing the ankles of zombies and dogs while dual wielding knives, which felt really cool.
Where are those?
Oh, I'm bleeding out.
Fucking ankle, boys. Z, try an ankle slice for sliding.
Oh, there you go.
That's awesome!
Oh my god, there's a massive fucking... Alright, I might have to get a gun.
No.
Alright, I'm buying these. Cool. Nice, so where you get the guns from, just like Call of Duty, you can go and get more ammo.
Hoorah, brothers!
God, I feel so goddamn American right now. You can jump, and you can also go prone, which is something I've been asking for in a lot of VR games. Game modes on offer are currently TDM, zombies as I mentioned, which is definitely COD style, with in-game weapons pinned to the walls and having to pay to access to get to other parts of the map. And there's a Counter-Strike style game mode, which is plant the bomb or simply kill all the other team, and then you have Hardpoint, which is definitely the most chaotic out of them all, and I actually like them all equally. There's skins of weapons and characters for your customized loadouts, and you also have perks, such as drop a grenade upon death. You can also have Ninja to stay undetectable, and even Sleight of Hand for faster reloading. There's also kill streaks, which I haven't seen in a VR game, such as unleashing dogs and calling in UAVs. There is a lot to like, and the developers have shown they are not giving up trying to make ALVO the game that every VR FPS fan wants to play. There's still some decisions I don't like, however, like making the game feel pretty confusing at first to play. To throw a grenade, you pull a grenade from your chest, which gives you an arc to aim, and then you have to make a throwing action with your arm physically to release it, which is something I simply don't like. There's also some controls I found pretty unintuitive, but overall the more I played, the more I adapted, and ultimately I ended up having a really good time. Overall, I do recommend ALVO if you're looking for a super fast FPS. The game modes are all fun, and they're full on. I personally really like the CSGO game mode, but be prepared not to be wowed by the visuals. And this has nothing to do with reprojection, because for the first time in any PSVR 2 game to my knowledge, you can switch between native 90 or 60Hz reprojected to 120. Personally, 90 native is 100% the way to play. And as a warning, make sure you go deep into the options too. There really is tons of options and it supports gun stocks, but personally I haven't had a chance to test it yet. So to be clear, if you're looking for a mil sim, this necessarily isn't the game for you. But if you're looking for that Black Ops style gameplay of action over realism, I think you'll have a really good time with ALVO. The developers have also promised to keep bringing updates in the style of new maps and mod support. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you picked this up, please let others know your thoughts down in the comments below because it really helps other people make a choice. And if you're looking for a video on my top 10 PSVR2 games, check out this video right here.
You can plant it.
Believe in yourself.